up YouTube? It's me, it's your favourite Steve. It's wobbly hand time. These are my top 10 sales from November so far. What up YouTube? How the devil are ya? Hope your weekend was good, life wise and eBay wise. My weekend sales wise, yeah, it'll be in a video after this. It was alright, nothing amazing. A lot of stuff going out, but nothing like where you're like, woo, look at that, or anything like that. But yeah, a lot of stuff going out the door, clearing some space. Anyway, right, these are my top 10 sales from November so far. I'm going to put a video like this out every Monday about the same time, unless the kids are here. Unless the kids are here, and then you just got no chance. But yeah, I'm doing this. I think last week I did my top 10 sales in October. So this is my top 10 sales so far in November. And then next week I'll just do, from now till, Sunday next week of my top 10. So I'll go back to doing a weekly thing until the kids are off. And then there's just no way I can do these videos. I think that's what I'm going to be doing when the kids are here. There's literally no point me trying to put videos out because it stresses me out trying to put videos out. It just might as well be, right, I'm having half term, 6 weeks, I'm having time off from doing videos because it's pointless. So yeah, jabbering on. Anyway, right, in at number 10, these ice skates, Rice Sport White, ladies size 245, Euro 37, UK 4, skating winter. So I'll use them keywords, master. Right, these cost me a couple of quid from a car boot. They have already sold. I didn't know a lot about skates. Actually, I know absolutely zero about skates. But I sold these originally and they got sent back. They paid the postage back. They didn't want them because they didn't have insoles in them. So I ended up having, yeah, they were on my listings again for another, God, I think it was about 6 months, something like that. I just know they came back. But yeah, these skates, they always have a lot of watches on them. I don't know whether I will look for ice skates again. They're a bit of a pain in the arse to store, a bit of a pain in the arse to, when it comes to the measurements and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just, with these skates, it was always something where there was a lot of watches, but I wasn't looking. Oops, sorry about that. I wasn't really looking forward to them selling, because I was just worried about. How can I put it? I don't know anything about them, so I was worried about how can I put it? Like, the person who buys the skates are going to know more than I do. So if they come back and say, this is missing, or that's missing, or you haven't included this in the listing, I haven't really got an argument because I don't know anything about them. So it was stuff like that. I was just fretting when I sold them. But they've sold. When did they sell? Did it say on there? I don't know. Can't see. But they sold earlier on in the month. I haven't heard anything so far. But yeah, these cost me 2 quid. Ended up selling for $24.99. So I spent 3 minutes talking about ice skates. In at number 9, this M&S. I'm not. Yeah, Collars one, Collizone. I think it is. M&S blazer. Sold a lot of these Collizone blazers. Got quite a few listed. Always pick them up if I can get them for a fiver, between a fiver and a tenner. I'm not sure how much these cost me, to be fair. But yeah, I think it was a fiver. I think it would. Yeah. At the minute, I'm picking them up for more than a fiver, but back when I listed this one, yeah, it would have been under a fiver. But yeah, $27.99. Yeah, I always pick up these blazers. They sell eventually. They get quite a few watches. But yeah, you'll see this isn't the last blazer in the top 10 for November so far. In at number 8, I talked about this last week in my weekend sales video. This came back. eBay said that I had to prove that it was genuine for the customer to pay the postage, because they were saying it wasn't genuine. I don't know. There's a few people who said, "Look, can you forge these baskets?" You probably can. I don't know. Anyway, it's come back. It's gone out again. If it does end up again, somebody says it's a fake, I'll let them keep the basket and just refund them. I can't be bothered with the hassle. But yeah, it cost me £1 from a car boot. Ended up selling for $24.99. In at number 10987. This brass 4-piece fire companion. I think I was on about these the other week. No, not the other week. A few months ago, that I had loads of fire companions in the loft that I'd been picking up during the car boot season. I think I'm down to one brass one left and a cast iron one. Soon as winter hit and it got colder, the fire companions just started going. So yeah, definitely something. Because I actually started during the car boot season not picking them up because they weren't going anywhere. But yeah, I'll definitely consistently, because you see them everywhere at the car boot. You really do. The car boots near me, you do. You just see them everywhere. So I think I'm just gonna, pick up every fire companion that I can find during the car boot season next year, and just store them for the winter. But yeah, this cost me £5. Yeah, I remember because I was checking the other day. This cost me £5. It sold for $34.99. In at number 109.8. So I should remember this. 6. Is this Stop Lock Pro? Now, this wasn't listed for very long. This cost me probably under £1. It was part of that big haul that I got earlier on in the year. So it's been under my stairs for a while. I listed it. I don't think it was last week. It was the week before, and I think it sold within 2 or 3 days. You can get these brand new on eBay for £35, so that's why I went for 30. And it sold within a few days. Come with the keys, so it's definitely something I'll keep an eye out on. In at number 5. Second of the Blazers, this Baronian Scottish hand-woven Harris tweed blazer. I spoke about this before. I always pick up tweed blazers when I can find them, and blazers in general, or blazers that I know about. But I always pick up a tweed one because I know I can get around 30, 40, 50 sometimes. Yeah, this wasn't in the best condition. The buttons were a bit faded. I'm not going to go into the other photos because it'll just crash my internet. But yeah, I think this cost me, I think it was $7.99. I'm not 100%. It was either £5 or $7.99. I can't remember. There was one where I was discussing with the lady in the shop that she said that I think it was either this blazer or another one, that there was a full suit and somebody robbed the trousers. So yeah, a bit weird. But yeah, this cost me either $5 or $7.99, so it was alright profit. Sold for $39.99. In at number 4, love this one. I love that this sold for $34.99. I've had it listed for, it's got to be, yeah, it's definitely over a year, because I remember Christmas time last year thinking it would sell during Christmas, and it didn't sell. I can't remember if I put promoted listings on this. I'm not sure. But yeah, Harry Potter Hagrid's pet dog Fang. I got this for like $2.99, I think it was. And I've had so many messages of people that are saying that I was overpricing this, and I think I'd sold one for 25 quid, I think it was. I don't know, sometime last year. Or was it this year? I can't remember. But I had quite a few messages off people saying, you're overselling this, I'll give you 25, stuff like that. At the time when I researched this, one had sold for 35 quid. So, no, there was a few. When I look and research for prices for stuff, if there's one that sold for 40 and the rest have sold for 10, I'll go somewhere in the middle. I'm not going to go for the 40 quid. I'm just not that kind of person, But at the time, these were selling for around 35 quid, and then the price had come down to about 20 to 25. And a few people have got in touch with me, messages saying I can get this brand new for 20. I think it was either 25 or 30 quid, and they were saying I'll give you 20 or 25. I can't remember. But yeah, I was happy. This sold while I was at a JoJo concert with my daughter, so it was a nice relief from the screaming yank. But yeah, this cost, it was either $2.99 or $3.99. It was a while back. Ended up selling for $34.99. I was well happy with that. In at number 3, the last of the Blazers, M&S St Michael corduroy olive brown blazer. Again, I wouldn't. I picked this up mainly because it was corduroy. I do pick up other M&S blazers that aren't Collies 1 or Collies only or whatever. I do pick up other blazers, and I'll try and get about 20 to 25 on them. But this one, because it was cord, I did a little bit of research into it, and one had sold for 35. So I shot for 35. Wasn't on my listings very long. But yeah, corduroy, olive brown or green, whatever, blazer would have cost me about a $5. Sold for $34.99. In at number 2, again, another 2 sales I was happy about because they've been on my listings for number 1 and number 2. They've been on my listings for over a year. Yeah, well over a year. This Ridgeline of New Zealand fishing coat. Now this does say $69.99. I don't think this sold for $69.99. I think this may have sold for $59.99, but I can't remember. I'd have to look back on my spreadsheet. But yeah, this cost me, one cost me a $5. I think this cost me $8. This one I was a bit paranoid about, but I have ended up getting positive feedback back for it. It was a weird material, a very strange material, like a really soft material, and it was kind of bobbly or pilling all over the coat, like literally all over. But you could also, like, when I searched the coat and did more research into the coats just looked like that in general. But I was worried about getting it back. It didn't come back. And I ended up getting positive feedback for it, so I was really happy with it. But I'm not sure how much this sold for. It was on for over a year. It definitely wasn't $69.99. I'm thinking, no, actually, yeah, it was $49.99. I think I sent out offers, like, sending out offers to watchers. If I have a day where, I think I had a day where I had no sales, and I sent out 5 offers, and one of these was the offers. It was on my listings for over a year, so I sent an offer for $49.99 out to, I think it had 7 watchers, and 3 were qualified for an offer. So I sent it out to 3, and one of them took it for $49.99. So yeah, I don't know why it's saying $69.99 there, but it sold for $49.99, and it cost me about 7 or 8 quid. And then in number 1, I got this coat the same day that I got this coat, so they were both on for well over a year. Oh, excuse me. This Chev Vignon, I don't know how you pronounce it. Bond's Keep 'em Flying vintage jacket. Famous brand, I don't know. Now this sold for $79.99, so I was well happy with this. It was off to Japan. On both these coats, they've been on my listings for a long time, and I really did think they were both going to be coming up for, bids soon. So yeah, I was really happy that this sold for $79.99. They both sold, like, I think the Ridgeline coat sold on the 1st. This sold last week, the week before. So yeah, I was really happy with both the top 2 sales. Happy with all 10 top 10 sales, but really happy with these 2 sales because they'd been on my listings for like a really long time. And they eventually, I'm happy with the Ridgeline one, although I aimed for 70. I was happy to get 50 quid off 8 and it'd be sitting there for a year. And I was really happy with this to have paid 5 and then ended up getting 80. So yeah, I was really happy with the top 2 sales. But yeah, that was my top 10 sales for November so far. So next week I'll give you my top 10 from the week that we're just about to go through. I've got a few haul videos that I need to do from the weekend. I went to Bilston on Friday, and I don't know why I'm saying these areas, but Wensfield and Wolverhampton on Saturday, so I need to go through, do videos for them. Also going to do like an update video on what sold during the weekend and just a chinwag. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will love you and leave you. Peace out, stay safe, stay beautiful, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.